Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting video. So in today's video, it is the question challenge to the AI browser which I use every day, which is none other than Microsoft Edge Copilot. So yeah, so we're gonna go to Microsoft Edge. So we're gonna type copilot.microsoft.com. There we go, and then so it already knows my name and everything. So it's showing, hey Naman, what's on your mind today? Okay, so we're gonna do obviously the voice one. Alright, so the questions prepared here, so let's start. So it asks for my permission.
Hi there, Naman.
Who were the Wright brothers?
The Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville, were American aviation pioneers to the duo who basically kicked off the whole concept of powered flight. They pulled off the first controlled and sustained flight of a heavier-than-air, engine-powered aircraft in 1903 with their Wright Flyer down in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. They were initially bicycle mechanics, which is a fun side note, and they just gradually moved into aviation. I'm curious, have you ever thought about...
Okay, so this is the first time using voice chat on Microsoft Edge. Usually I don't prefer these voice chats because sometimes you say something and the text input understands something else. So I prefer typing because I'm also a very fast typer, but this time there is no time to type because this is a YouTube video and people won't be patient enough till I type and I get the answer. So it is asking me my feedback. Good. So next question. When did the world's first powered flight take place?
The world's first powered flight took place on December 17th, 1903. The Wright brothers made history that day at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, with a flight that lasted just 12 seconds but changed the world forever. So we've got a bit of a timeline there.
Okay, next question.
Welcome back, Naman.
So every time I click that Microsoft microphone, it says welcome back, Naman. Okay, next one. In which year did commercial jet service begin?
Commercial jet service first took off in 1952, and the honour goes to the British de Havilland Comet. And that was a pretty big deal because it was the first time that people could really nip across the world at speeds they hadn't experienced before. But I'm getting curious here. Are you a bit of an aviation history buff, or is this just some random trivia you're diving into today?
Microphone on mute. Okay, next question. So 4 questions are done. So this is the 5th question. Which is the world's largest aircraft and which is the world's largest passenger aircraft?
The world's largest aircraft is the Antonov AN-225 Maria, and that thing is just a beast. It was originally designed to carry the Soviet space shuttle. Now, if we're talking about the largest passenger aircraft, that title goes to the Airbus A380, which is basically a double-decker hotel in the sky. So are you just browsing some fun aviation facts today, or is there a particular plane you're dreaming of flying on one day?
Okay, microphone on mute. 6th question. Which was the first plane to cross the ocean?
The honor of the first plane to cross the ocean actually goes to a US Navy seaplane called the Curtiss NC-4, and that was back in 1919. It hopped its way across the Atlantic with a few stops. Couple of weeks, a few pit stops, and there you have it. Now, if you're thinking about non-stop ocean crossings, that came a bit later, but it's just fascinating to think about those early days of pioneering pioneer hopping across the pond. I'm wondering.
I want to hear your big ideas. Tiny
Okay, change.
Welcome back, Naman.
Okay, just change the voice to a male voice, and this one pronounces my name correct, Naman. Okay, next one. So the sixth question is done. So seventh question. What was the Concorde?
The Concorde was this absolute icon of the skies. It was a turbojet powered supersonic passenger airliner, and it could cross the Atlantic in about 3.5 hours. So, breakfast in London, lunch in New York, it was a total game changer until it retired in 2003. So, I'm here.
Okay, stop. Okay, so this one was actually true. Breakfast in London, lunch in New York, that one was true. It could cross the ocean in 3 hours. Back to the thing. Eighth question.
Welcome back, Naman.
This is my favorite. When did the Boeing 747 first fly?
The Boeing 747 first took to the skies in 1969, and that plane basically redefined air travel by making long-haul flight way more accessible to the masses. So, are you a fan of these classic jumbo jets, or is this just part of your aviation curiosity tour today?
I'm not replying. So the ninth question. Okay. Which airline is the oldest one in the sky and still operating today?
The oldest airline still flying today is KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. These folks have been up in the sky since 1990,
One of my
and
favorite.
they're still going strong. So that's over a century of continuous operation in the aviation world, which is pretty impressive. I'm
10th
curious,
question.
does that spark a little wanderlust for you, or are you just collecting aviation tidbits today?
What was the first supersonic passenger jet?
The very first supersonic passenger jet was the Tupolev Tu-144, which actually beat the Concorde by just a little bit. So it was the first to break that supersonic passenger barrier, but the
Okay, next one. So 10 questions are finished. So 11th question.
Welcome back, Naman.
What is the largest passenger aircraft before the A380?
That would be the Boeing 747, the absolute queen of the skies before the A380 came along and stole the show. It's a legendary jumbo jet that really ruled the long haul game for decades. So I've got to
12th
ask, does that
question.
classic jumbo jet
What
hold a
is
special
the fastest jet ever built?
Oh, you're chasing some serious speed records today. So the fastest jet ever is the SR-71 Blackbird. It's not a passenger jet, but it's a legendary reconnaissance aircraft that could cruise at over Mach 3. So it was basically breaking records and leaving shockwaves all over the place. Now, are you into speed demons like that, or is this just a fun little fact-finding mission for you?
Okay. 12th question. That is done. The 13th one. How do jet engines work?
Engines are basically these awesome air-breathing machines. They suck in air at the front, mix it with fuel, and then ignite it. That hot exhaust
For
shoots out the back and propels the plane
years,
forward.
2
It's kinda
years
like an
since
organized,
using
controlled explosion that
Copilot.
just keeps
2 years since using Copilot, I've done nothing but typing, but this voice feature is so good, it doesn't even make any mistakes. I should have done that a long time ago. Now I severely regret doing that. Okay, next one.
Welcome back, Naman.
What is stealth technology in aircraft? To be honest, I don't even know this.
Stealth tech is like the ninja suit of the aviation world. It helps aircraft basically slip through radar detection by using special shapes and materials to deflect
Flying
radar
under the
waves.
radar,
So instead
but
of
with an
appearing on the
advanced
enemy screen as a
technology.
big
I should
obvious
talk about
blip,
this one time in my
they're
video.
more like a whisper in the dark. So is this for a secret mission you have planned, or are you just geeking out over some aviation tech?
Secret mission. I would be lucky if I even saw radar once. What is a black box?
The black box, the unsung hero of aviation, despite the name, is actually bright
That's
orange, so
true.
it can be easily found. And what it does is it records all the flight data and cockpit conversations. So if something goes sideways, investigators can use it to piece together what happened. It's like the ultimate flight
This is
detector.
the
Are
15th
you
question.
fascinated
5
by the tech
questions
side of things,
remaining.
or just diving into another aviation rabbit hole?
What is the fly-by-wire technology?
Fly-by-wire is basically the cool kid on the aviation block. Instead of using old school mechanical controls, the pilot's inputs are converted into electronic signals. That means computers are doing a lot of the heavy lifting to smooth things out and add safety features. Alright, so are you dreaming of piloting a fly-by-wire jet someday, or just loving all these little aviation nuggets you've been digging up?
How does a radar help pilots?
Absolutely. Radar is like a
Last
pilot's
three.
best friend when it comes to seeing through the fog, literally. It lets them detect other aircraft, navigate through lousy weather, and basically get a clearer picture of what's going on around them, even when they can't see a thing. So, Tomo, are you curious about all this aviation tech for a specific reason, or just having fun exploring?
What is the difference between a jet and a propeller aircraft?
So the big difference is how they create thrust. A jet uses, jet engines to compress air and mix it with
That's true.
fuel and then blast it out the back. All a propeller aircraft uses a propeller and fan to essentially pull the plane through the air. It's kind of like the difference between a sports car and a classic convertible. Both will get you there, but they've got totally different vibes. So, are you a jet engine fan now, or are you leaning more toward that propeller charm?
Okay. Last 2 questions. So we're gonna ask them both at the same time. What is vertical takeoff and landing, and what is the purpose of winglets in aircraft? Last 2 done.
Vertical takeoff and landing, or VTOL, is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's when an aircraft can lift straight up and set down without needing a runway, kind of like a helicopter. And then you've got winglets, those little upturn tips at the end of the wings, and they're there to reduce drag and make the plane more fuel efficient. So, are you diving into the world of aircraft design now, or is this just a bit of aviation curiosity?
Okay, so 20 questions are done. So we're gonna thank Copilot and then tell it about the challenge we are doing. So microphone on. Hey Copilot, thank you so much for answering all the questions I just shot at you. This was actually for a YouTube video of mine. I run Aviation from Naman challenge.
Aha, the plot thickens. So you're actually running this aviation phenomena challenge. Very cool. That definitely explains a deep dive into all these aircraft quirks. I'm guessing you're cooking up some good questions or testing your own aviation smarts. So what's the next challenge on the horizon for your aviation adventures?
So now we're gonna tell all this time when it was answering, it was being watched by viewers. Copilot, thank you so much for answering the questions, and while you are answering, my viewers and subscribers got to hear your answers. So thank you so much.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to help you and your viewers dive into the wonders of aviation. It's always fun to chat about this stuff. So, what else can we explore together for you or for your audience?
That's it for today. Thank you so much, Copilot. Have a nice day.
You
Okay, and chat stop. There you go. Okay, so that was it for the question challenge. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And have a nice day as always. And bye bye.